hello, dear listener of Agape FM. The time now is exactly 1 p.m. and we have been listening to one of my favorites, Waterfall by David and Nicole Binion. This is just it's a fantastic track. I mean, I just get lost listening to it. We were just having a chat about it. So in studio, we do have Lizwi Gwaza. I told you guys we should expect to have some amazing guests. You know, our midday talk is all about that, sharing stories, and that's exactly what we do. Everybody loves a good story. Back in the days of our fathers, many times they would sit around a fire, and the grandfather or father would share stories and tell them, like, long ago, before you were born, we used to have this and that, So, anyways, people love stories, and especially when it's real life stories affect and have a greater impact. This is the reason why we have Midday Talk, where people can come and share their stories, their experiences, and so that your life, listener or viewer right now on Facebook, your life can be impacted and can be changed just by hearing, you're not alone, when you go through things. People do go through things. Sometimes people don't talk, but this is a platform where we talk all about it, and we're gonna say all of it. So in studio today we have Lizwi Gwaza. Lizwi Gwaza grew up in Mtata. He started going to church and believed in God when he was still young, and God has always been present in his life through difficult and rough times. Lizwi was raised by his mother, a single parent. His father passed away when he was 3 years old. He has 3 siblings. He started school at Mtata and did his lower grades in Mandela Primary School. He then went to Polar Park JSS, that is junior secondary school.
Yes.
And then went to Bizana for his high school. Lizwi is a final year software development student at Nelson Mandela University and has a side hustle business. He runs a graphic design company and also teaches introduction to coding for learners from grade R to grade 12. Welcome to Agape, Lizwi. It's great to see you, man.
Thank you.
You have such an incredible bio. I mean, it's such an amazing story.
Yes.
We're gonna, go and talk about the ins of all of this.
Yes.
So, to start off, you said you grew up in Mtata. Mtata is like 5 hours drive or something?
7 hours.
7 hours drive.
Yes.
Cool. And so you also say in your bio that you started going to church and believing in God when you were still young.
Yes.
How did that come about?
I was born at church, I would say. My parents, both my father and my mother, joined church. I think they say it was 1995 when they joined church.
Them.
The 12
when
years
the 12
then,
them
yes.
uh-huh.
The 12th Apostle Church in Christ.
Sorry,
back
which
then.
church?
The 12th Apostle Church in
Okay.
Christ back then. Now it's in Trinity.
All
in
right.
Christ.
All right.
Yes. So I was born. Then I started going to church with them. But by the time goes on, I saw that there is a need for me to understand what am I following. So I say maybe I started seeing that when I was 12 years old, that there is something that I need to understand. I don't need to go to church just because my parents go to church. By that time, my father was already gone. I was going to church with my mother. She always like making sure that we go to church. So I would say I started receiving the presence or seeing the presence of God when I was 12 years old. Yes.
So I guess you were in Sunday school, or
I was in Sunday school. Yes.
Cool. That's when you gave your life to Jesus.
Yes.
Cool. And we want to shout out to your mother.
Yes.
Such a strong woman. We have incredible mothers. We must just like honor them. Especially with the passing away of your father. We're gonna just touch on that.
Yes.
So how did your life basically change when you gave your life to Jesus at the age of 12
Yes.
at your church? What did you like kind of what was a radical transformation? I'll give you like an example. You know, I was quite a mischievous child.
Yes.
You know, myself, and I used to scorn and mock Christians. You know, when I was growing up, we used to, you know, have, you know, a lot of fights, you know, and
Yes.
quarrels, and you know, stealing each other's snacks and all this, you know, all the mischief
Yes.
that you do as a child. But when the Lord came into my life, when I was about 10 years old, all of a sudden, you know, I got quiet, you know, and I was not as mischievous. My mom noticed, it's like, John, you know, what happened to you? So, you know, what was some of the like signs? Did, you know, like people picked up and like, yo, this guy is always in the Bible or something like that?
Like I would say, when I was 12 years old, I think I was doing my grade 7. I was a silly boy, I would say. I was so mischievous. At some point, I was a friend with bullying people. So we were kind of bullying people. We sometimes take some learners' lunch and eat them. If it's a break time, we would like take people's food, do all those things. So after I started going to church. To be honest, things didn't change to the better.
They
became worse. So I was like, no, what's going on? Like, I'm trying to be on a right path, but things are getting more worse. And you know, what I noticed is that when you try to go to church or to try to do something that is good, the thing that you see that are attracted to you are the bad things. I saw that I'm attracting a bad people, bad friends. Like I also when I was doing grade 8, I was a friend with someone who killed 2 people at that time. That guy, like, teachers were afraid of him. He used to have knives and all those things at school. So I started joining music. I was very, very a problem to that school, I would say, because we take learners during break time to the wall. There's a wall there. There's a hall where we used to run a practice there. So we take from break time 10 o'clock up until school ends. Singing all the way. If the principals comes, we'll tell, no, Mr. Our conductor told us that we should do this, so go and talk to him. So yeah, by the time goes on, I started to realize, no man, I am going to lose myself here. So what I need to do, I need to make friends with the people that I go church with. And I was lucky that I make friends with people older than me, people who were already working. Some of them, they were already in university. 2014, I used to go to Wusu and sleep there the whole weekend. Mind, I'm still a grade 9 learner. So I would go there. We go to church with these guys. They loved me. They loved me and my brother, because like my brother and I were the best friend. We were sitting on the same desk at school, on the same class. So we're doing, like, if I'm doing something, he will be there. If he's doing something, I will be there. So that's how I changed my ways. Both of us, we started to have friends with these good people, and they were working, so they motivated us that there's this kind of life, because we didn't knew the varsity life and all those things. But when we started visiting them there, we saw that, no man, this is a life that I would like to live. So
especially like you're being exposed. You didn't know until you were exposed. You're like, oh, there is actually a better way to live. And you also said in your bio that when something really tragic happened to you and your family when you were 3 years old, do you want to unfold that? I know it might bring some emotion.
I know, it's fine. It's fine. It was a painful thing, because I still remember. When they came to tell my mother that this happened. I was still young a lot, but I was still young. But I saw my siblings, because they were old. I saw that they were crying, like, what's happening? And my older brother said, our father will never come back again. But I was still young. I didn't understand what's going on. By the time goes on, like hey, things got tough.
Yo.
Things got tough. I still remember some days, like when I was 6 years old, it was my first time to see my mom crying, like in front of us, and it was difficult. It was difficult. Life was hectic that time, and you see, when life is hectic and no one want to come and be available for you. Yes. So, but my mother told herself that she will never abandon us, because when I'm thinking, she was still early 20s with four children. You see, so it was very difficult for her, to the extent that my older brother once told me a story, because we used to discuss about this thing when I'm with him. He told me that there's a time when my mother got sick and she locked herself in a room for 2 days, not coming out. And I was like, I still remember a little bit that story, because there's a time where we were worried what's going to happen. And she came out with on the third day saying that, hey, my children, I almost died.
Sure.
So it was really difficult. It was really difficult. We were renting at Ngangelizwe. There's a location in Mtata. They're saying it's Ngangelizwe. We're going to school, yes. We're going to school. We're schooling at what is called that school? Katini JSS. Yeah. I did there from grade is it grade 1? I did my grade 1 there. There's a time where we were chased out from school because we didn't have the school fees. I think the school fees by that time was 70 rands, or I'm not sure. 70 rands.
Wow.
But we didn't have that 70 rands because we were four. We were chased out from school. We didn't go to school for 2 days. My mother was trying to get the money to pay for us. Our class teachers noticed that, no man, where are Gwazas? Then they sent someone to our home and asked, go and ask them why are they not coming to school. So we told them that this happened, and they called my mother there because we're doing great at school. The principals asked for our reports, and he said no, they mustn't pay the school fees. If you say you're struggling like this way, they mustn't pay the school fees. They will study up until they finish here. Then fortunately we had to move. It was 2009 to Mandela. There's a place at Mtata, Mandela location. Yes, that's how it was difficult, I would say.
That's why you went to Mandela Primary School?
Yes, that's why I went to Mandela Primary School, yes.
All right. And then you also moved to Polar Park JSS?
Yes, Polar Park. Mandela Primary School was only from grade, I think from grade R up until grade 7.
Okay.
Then Polar Park was from grade 8 to grade 9.
To grade 9.
Yes, I did my grade 8 there and grade 9 there.
All right.
At Polar Park, yes.
Cool. And you said that you also have like the 3 siblings. I mean,
yes,
were you all in the same level? You said your brother, you were in the same class with him, or
there's a 1 year in between.
1 year in between.
Yeah.
All right.
95, 96, 97, 99.
All right.
Yes.
And how did they cope? And especially, I want to touch it. How did your mother, cope with, raising, single-handedly? I mean,
yes.
she said she would never abandon you,
yes.
and stuff like that. And how she brought you guys up. She had to become the mother and the
yes.
father,
yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
How was that to her? I mean, I believe it must have been quite tough.
I would say, firstly, it's through prayers. I never saw a woman like praying the way I saw my mother praying. Like she used to pray up until all of us fall asleep.
Sure.
Without even saying amen.
Yeah.
And she would wake us up. You should wake up and pray with me. And she sacrificed a lot for us. Like a lot. Her happiness, everything, clothes, everything, in order for us to have good life. And sometimes she gave me strength sometimes by saying, one day you will be laughing when you tell this thing, people, like there's this kind of story that you have. So I would say she was a believer because she's not educated. She didn't have a proper job. She used to sell, maybe go to town and sell fruits or those phones where you phone it using 1 rand, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she used to do that for someone and get paid maybe a commission. So Yeah, she managed anyway.
Shout out to your mom. What's your mom's name, so we can just give
it's
it?
Nolutando Mvumvu.
Nolutando Mvumvu.
Yes.
Shout out to you, ma'am.
Yes.
You have done an incredible job.
Yes.
Raising up kids is not child's play.
Yes.
I mean, being a single parent is incredible.
Yes.
You really need, God's grace, incredible help from the society around you.
Yes.
Cool. And then you also transited from high school to varsity, where you now pursued, I believe, is IT,
Yes.
software development.
Yes.
Wait, first of all, before that, how did you know you have this passion, for IT and software development?
During my high school time, I was living with, I would say, my uncle. I was living with my uncle at Bizana. I used to type his work. When he needs to type a document, someone needs to do a CV, I will do those things for them. So I started to see that I love computer. I love playing games there, and yes, I got the interest. When I came to university, I didn't think that I would do IT. I applied for a business management. Yeah. I did it for 1 year. It showed me flames. I don't know why, because I did physics at school, so I know nothing about business. Yes. So yes, I thought, no man, why I don't go for IT? My friends told me that no, IT is very difficult. You're going to be introduced to new terms and all that. You're not going to manage. If you fail to manage this course, how are you going to manage IT? I told myself, no, I am going to do it. I went to North Campus to apply for IT, and the lecturer that I found there told me that the course is already full and the applications are closed already. So the course administrator won't look at your application. I told him, no, take it. Just take it and send it and see if he will take me or not. Then he said, no, you won't take it. I told him, no, that don't happen to me. I believe. And he said, I like your spirit. And he took it. He took it and put it on a table. Then I said, no, scan it and send it send it now. He did that in front of me. I think after 2 days I got accepted. I was like, God. I was like, thank you, God. So I did. That's how I got to IT industry. So I didn't have background. I didn't do it at school. Yes, but I just saw that I have this passion. Yes.
Cool. And so how many years is the course?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes,
you're in your final year.
Yes.
So next year, after the end of this year, what is it looking like to you? First, how's your future looking like?
Yes.
Because I know that you're already running your own side hustle, your own business. What's the name of your business?
I was working with my friend when he was here in PE, so we haven't changed the name now. It's Lizwi and Tabile Graphics. Okay. So we're on the plans of changing the name. Soon we will change it to a single person.
Okay.
Yes, so that's the name of our business.
When did you start your business?
We started it last year during COVID.
During COVID.
Yes.
Cool. And how has it been so far? I know it's probably still in its early stage, development and all that. So how is it so far, and what are some of the services you guys offer?
I would say it's good because the growth of the business, because we started doing logo, we were charging maybe 180.
So to do like logos?
Yes, I'll tell everything that I'm doing.
Okay,
we started doing logo. It was 180. At least we now sitting at, because of the experience and the skills, we're sitting at 800 now. I would say it is good so far, though we have less customers. So the offers that the services that we offer, it's logo, pamphlets, brochures, CV, company registration. We also do that, and there's also other services that we do. software repairs since I'm doing software development. So I can repair Windows or install a new Windows if you want it, and sound drivers if you have sound glitch on your computer. I do those things, and all the software related problems I can do. Now I've started with another guy, which he focuses on hardware thing.
On the hardware
so
side.
Yeah, if you happen need something on your hardware, you can give it to me, then I'll give it to the guy.
They complement each other. Like
Yes.
really, hardware needs software, software needs
yes,
hardware,
yes.
and stuff like that. So, what are you seeing for yourself? What is the future, or growth and stuff like that? What is the plan that you guys have and stuff like that?
The plan is that my plan is to grow this. Is to grow this to the extent that I don't know what it would look like at that time, because I have a passion and I love it, because I didn't go to school for graphic designing. I thought myself that because I saw, no man, I love this and I can do this. So yeah, I would like it to grow, and I would like to get support, because the thing that we need as us having the small businesses, we really need support financially, because we pay for softwares that we're using, we pay for everything that we do, maybe transport and all those things. So we really need maybe support and all that. Yes.
Okay, so cool. And I just want to find out, well, in your bio, you also do you're teaching kids, introduction to coding, for grade R to grade 12.
Yes.
I want to find out why are you doing that? Why do you feel like you have to do that?
Honestly, it was 2019 during my first year. I got employed by the university to do this. That project was YES project. To do this at high school and all that, and it is an NPO. That company is an NPO, so they don't uncharge children. So it was just a project for a certain period of time. So from there, I saw that a lot of children, or black, I would say, or disadvantaged people, they don't know about this career. They don't know about IT, computer science, and all that. And this career is very, very scarce. It happens sometimes. There is a post and no one applies. So this is one of the careers that people might have to know about and can go for. So I told myself, no, let me continue doing this at these schools that I was doing it at Loiso and at Noel. So I told myself, let me continue and teach them and give them the passion and show them how this is important. So that's how I started that, no man, I can do this way. I wanted it to be NPO. I didn't want them to pay because we are disadvantaged, because I'm teaching at local schools, so at government schools. So I don't want them to pay, but because I need to travel, there's a lot of course. I need the kit that we're using, because we don't use computers. It's just a phone and the tokens. So we buy those things.
Okay.
So that's where the problem starts. So I need them. That's why I say, no, you can pay maybe a certain amount, so that I'll be able to travel and I'll be able to buy the kit.
Yes. Just like cover charges, basically, to cover your basic expenses, not as though you wanted to make a profit. Cool. And man, that is commendable. It's really commendable. That's incredible what you're doing, because the generation that we are born into right now, and those that are actually following us, if you do not have basic IT knowledge, you probably will not fit in the community, in the future, because now everything is technologically oriented, so there is everything. I mean, starting from cell phones, your smartphones, and everything is just going in that direction. There's intelligence. What do they call it? Robotics and everything. So if you do not have that kind of knowledge, chances are you will really struggle, because all the jobs, every kind of industry is now being absorbed. Like for example, the hospitality industry,
Exactly,
Airbnb and
yes,
everything is,
yes.
So I mean, what you're doing is you basically getting these kids ready,
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
But how can the community, play a role in actually supporting you, as you said, supporting in your expenses,
Yes.
while you're going to share this, information and knowledge that you have
Yes.
for free. You're not charging these kids. Your heart is really to empower them, but the community can do something.
Yes.
So how can they help you, and stuff like that in all the facilities that you need?
I'm glad that you mentioned this. Firstly, I would love if the community can offer few volunteers, maybe youngsters who are not employed, maybe at least to have grade 12, I would say, for the understanding. But even if they don't have, it's easy. It's something that is not difficult to understand. I can train that is the first thing that I'm planning. I can train those people and be my facilitator. Since I'm studying, sooner I'll have to go to work. I can train those people to facilitate the projects, and if I'm not there, they can run the project and all those things. And I would also love if maybe the community could help us or support us financially, so that we'll be able to compensate those people, because each and every person, even if they are volunteering, they need something. That's the support I would love. And also, if there are places they can give us to run these projects, maybe libraries and all those places, I would appreciate that, because sometimes you use schools, and now there's this COVID thing. Some schools don't just allow whatever on their schools. So I would appreciate that. Even the church halls, they are not the problems. We can do the projects there. Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, because as I said earlier on, what you're doing is really phenomenal. It's really great. Teaching these kids from their young years, so that when they grow up, this is just like common knowledge to them, and it's not something that they will struggle to fit in the future society.
Yes.
Cool. So, and how can people get in touch with you? Come and maybe buy, some of your services and products that you do, offer.
They can call me or email me or WhatsApp me.
Okay, cool.
So yes,
So
what's
the email address? Or
email address is gwazalizwi@gmail.com.
Right.
gwazalizwi@gmail.com.
Yeah.
My cell number is 083 4323 279. 083 4323 279. You can WhatsApp me there as well. I also have a Facebook page, but it's still new. So it's not something that is big. I still have maybe close to 300 followers, but I'm still planning to do things there, and people will understand what I'm doing. I'll post my videos there and all that. They can follow me at Grow with Lizwi Gwaza. Lizwi_Gwaza.
That's fantastic. Guys, you heard it. Support this young man who's really wanting to help kids, and especially disadvantaged kids, who do not have access to these facilities. He's offering himself. He's got his own business. He's studying IT. He has this experience and passion. It's the heart that is the most important thing here. He actually wants to do this from his heart. He wants to empower these kids so that they can actually be prepared for the future, which is basically going to be artificial intelligence, like robotics, computers all over the place, so that they can be employable, they can have value, to their employers, and they can add value to the companies that they're going to be employed in. This is a great project. So guys, if you're listening to us right now, viewing us on Facebook, please support this man, do the job that he wants to do. This is going to be really incredible. So Lizwi, before we round up, I'm just going to ask you two things.
Yes.
What have you learned, so far in your journey, of life? I know you said you're at this stage in your life.
Yes.
What have you learned so far, and what can you share with our listeners right now to encourage them and inspire them?
I would say I've learned that nothing comes for free. Nothing comes for free, and nothing comes easy. The advice that I would give to young people or youngsters, it's the same advice I gave to myself, that you fall and you rise. You mustn't be afraid to start more. You must be afraid of not learning. You must learn from your mistake. You must learn from people's mistake. So that's my advice to the youngsters, that they will fall and also they will rise. And the important thing is that they must be willing to make mistake while they are still young, because they have time to learn. Is their time to discover what they are best at. So at the early stage, you mustn't be afraid when you're making mistake. Make those mistakes. Don't quit, because when you quit, you'll always start afresh. Keep doing what you are doing and what you love.
Sure.
That's the advice I would give them.
I mean, sure. What you just said there is like volumes.
Yes.
Like literally
Thank you.
volumes.
Thank you.
Like I kid you not, because just I'm gonna add on to what you said, because the falling and the rising,
Yes.
many people are afraid of failure.
Yes.
And failure is necessary for success.
Yes.
You won't know what success really is unless you fail
Yes,
at something.
exactly.
Because if you fail at something, then you learn, you become better.
Exactly.
You learn, you become better. Fall, rise, fall, rise. And as you said, we sometimes have this pressure, I don't know, self-imposed pressure,
Yes.
and sometimes also from the community to be perfect.
To be exactly. That's the pressure.
To appear as though you don't have flaws and you don't have. So even if you're running a business, you must have it all perfect from the word go. Which is it's not real.
It's not real.
You make mistakes. Sometimes the mistakes are really horrible. You have to learn to just be real. No one knows everything.
Exactly.
We learn as we go.
Exactly. I told myself that in order for me to accept the mistake, when I'm doing a mistake, I have to understand and know that the mistake is the biggest revenue. I understood that if I make mistake, I'm making profit there. I'm making a revenue. Sure. Yes.
For sure.
So that makes me understand what mistake is. Yes.
That's a lot of wisdom, Lizwi. Man, we just want to say thank you so much for coming through. Guys, you heard it from him. If you fall, don't be surprised that you fell.
Yes.
It's normal to fall.
Yes.
But don't remain there. Rise up again.
Yes.
Dust yourself and keep moving.
Yes.
That's Lizwi Gwaza for our midday talk today. Tune in every day at 1 p.m. to hear these amazing, incredible stories that we share, stories that are definitely going to inspire your life to become better and to do better, to help your community and to impact people's lives forever. This is a wonderful opportunity, and we're going to listen to Waterfall once again. God richly bless you.